If you're working at a place and it's not something you value, match their values and principles, go be somewhere you can be proud of.
Well, I guess the dissolution of it comes back down to this tolerance thing, though, because like you talk about the groups, like you speak about Muslims being like, this is exactly how it's going to be. There's less wavering of tolerance of certain ideals, right? Whereas the other groups you're speaking about they're more, the tolerance is like, it's more wavy and there's more like accepting of this and that. So, because like there has to be some level of tolerance, and then there has to be some level of like line. So it's hard to go because everyone's so uniquely different, right? Like everyone gets to unique points in their life where it's like, okay, now I understand this because this happened to me and I learned from it.
No, bro.
No?
Like my opinion, again, listen, the thing about life is it's going to take us until we die to see what we were right. I may be a bad parent. We're going to find out in about 30 years. I say the way you judge if you were a great parent or not is when you have grandkids. If your grandkids do well, you were a great parent. So I'm probably never going to find out if I'm a great parent. Because by the time my oldest kids have kids and they're 30 years old to be somebody, I'm not going to be around. So it's going to take a while to know who's right, who's wrong. Everything that I'm talking about here comes with a risk of being wrong, right? To me, is there areas to be tolerant with your kids? Like, no, you have to do this sport. Maybe he doesn't like it. Let him try 2 other sports. Fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. But is there to be tolerant with being disrespectful to the mom? No, 0. Is there tolerance in, one time one of my kids talked to my nanny in a disrespectful. I said, what are you doing? And I see my nanny's crying. And she loves me. She's been with us for 14 years. I have my nanny living with us right now, and her mom is sick. I moved her mom in here from Mexico. She lives with us right now. We're on the 2nd floor. I brought a chiropractor yesterday, did adjustments on both of them. She's 85 years old. They're sitting there doing adjustments. Zev is a ridiculous chiropractor in Florida. But so he says something to my nanny. I said, Melva's crying. I said, I'm sorry, what'd she say, Melva? No, Daddy, no, it's okay. I said, no, what did he say? I said, let's go to the club room right now. He goes to the club room with me. I said, what do you think you're talking to like that? I said, do you know how many diapers she's changed with? You know how many times you've peed on her? You know how many times you pooped on her? You know how many times she's fed you? What makes you think you can talk to this woman like this? I said, in your life of people that have taken care of you, she's in the top 4 people in your life. Bro, you best bring respect to her. You do not get to talk to her like that ever for the rest of your life because you're going to have a problem with me. I'm not going to be tolerant there, bro. So when it comes down to values and principles, you cannot have tolerance because God forbid you give them this much, they will bully the hell out of you. If you give them this much, 0 tolerance when it comes down to values and principles. Now, am I micromanaging this? I'm not. That's not my style. Like if one of my direct reports, CFO, COO, whatever, they work for me, I'm like, hey, here's what I need from you. This is the expectation. You got 30 days to learn the system, get to know the people. This is what I want to see you do. Put your 30, 60, 90 days together. I need a weekly report being sent to me on Friday. What you did, what's the good, bad, ugly. What are your new hires? Who are you working with? How are the projects? Give me the project management. Monday morning, we go through 8:30 to 10:15, report to 8 different companies I'm managing. How are we looking with Manect? What's going on with this year? What are we doing with that? How are we looking at with this? How much money are we spending on this? How's VT.com doing? Are the revenues up? What are we doing with the ads? What's the ROAS? Great, 10:15 to 11 o'clock. I have my insurance accountability with my 4 direct C-suites, the CSO. The president gives me the report. The CTO gives me a report. Great. As long as you're doing your stuff and you're doing your thing, I'm not a micromanaging guy. But you cross the line with values and principles, I have 0 tolerance for. So it is right to unpack what to be tolerant with, what not to be.
Yeah.
But dude, you cannot. Like you right now, a minute ago, I gave you all the money in the world. You had 0 tolerance. That's the point. That's the values and principles. And sometimes we're confused. I used to pray for 4 things, and I changed one of them. Since 1997, I've asked God for 4 things: courage, wisdom, tolerance, understanding. I was an atheist for the first 25 years. From 18 to 25, I prayed just because in the Army they sent me to be with this camp at this house with like 20 of us, and we could play pool and jump in the lake. But every night we had to do Bible study with this old 75-year-old man, or however old he was. Last day, he gives me the Bible that his parents gave him December 24th, 1974. I have it till today. He says, son, you need this more than me. I said, trust me, I don't believe in God. He said, just trust me, you need this. I said, you're wasting your time giving it to me. He says, son, God told me to give it to you. You know how much that messes you up? Like, don't do this to me, man. I don't believe in God. I saw war in Iran. I don't believe in no God. My parents got divorced twice from each other. I don't believe in God. Gives it to me. I walk around like, freaking hey. I just have to, I got to be thinking about all day long. So I start praying. I said, God, I don't believe you exist. But if you do, I'm going to talk to you like a friend. Here's what I'm going through today. This is what's happening here. And then I started praying for courage, wisdom, tolerance, understanding. Courage, because I'm going to be put into situations where I'm going to be scared and don't know how to handle it. God, give me courage. Wisdom, I will be leading people that are older than me. I need wisdom. Give me wisdom. Tolerance, because some people are going to be tough to work with. Understanding, to know that everyone's dealing with something. I need understanding. I need wisdom. I need courage. I am no longer praying for tolerance. I don't want tolerance today. I don't want it anymore. I stopped praying for it 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I said,
why
this just
specifically
happened.
6 months ago?
Because I saw what was going on. And the more, like sometimes when you pray for something, I believe God puts you into a situation for you to be tolerant. I don't want you to put me in a situation anymore to have to be tolerant. So I don't want to be tolerant. I don't want to be tolerant when it comes down to certain things where society is trying to make me think it's normal. It's not. It's just not normal to me. It's not normal behavior. It's not natural behavior. Some people have lived a different life, and it's a tough life they've lived, and they're choosing to do certain things because they're lost today. And you want me to be tolerant because a famous basketball player like Dwayne Wade's younger son wants to transition, and his wife, the mom, is saying, why don't we just wait until the kid is 18 years old? No, so he moves to California.
The wife was saying that?
Yeah, the wife's like, no, let's wait till 18. He's like, no, I'm moving to California. So they come here and the kid transitions, and it's like, what are you doing? So now, no, here's what we have to say, because I can't live in Florida. I can't believe what Florida stands for and doesn't let kids have access to this kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm good. I'm not entertaining that. And there's no fear of, well, why would you say something like that from Dwayne Wade? Wouldn't you like to have him on the podcast? I'm not going to compromise my values for that.
Right.
I would love to have a conversation with a guy like that. He would never do it, because there's no way he's going to have questions like that being answered, because the career path he's going, he wants to be a show host. He wants to be, doing that. If you want to do that, those guys are expecting you to believe in a certain thing to get those cool points. No, I choose not to be tolerant, and I'm banking on a camp initially saying, you've lost your mind, you're crazy, you're unfair, you're this, and then long-term saying, holy shit, respect for having a backbone, and you were okay losing a few people initially, and long-term you gained the world. I'll do that.
Yeah,
I'll be
this
patient.
reminds me of the thing for me when I kept my gym open during the pandemic. It's like everyone was like, what the f*** are you doing? And then looking back, everyone's like, well, you did the right thing.
Of course,
it's
you
just
did the
such
right
a
thing.
weird.
Yeah. I remember that.
Such a weird thing. Like, it's just, I don't know. Is it just like you just innately feel like, oh, this is right? You just like certain things you just know? You just look at the situation for what it is?